UFC 296, that man right there. Every dog they say has its day. How about the raw dog? How about Brandon Royval, the flyweight championship, the rematch against Alexandre Pantoja? Raw dog, fired up to chat with you because I saw this coming from a mile away, meaning this 3-fight win streak you put together, the swagger you've been carrying. It feels like now is the time. How fired up are you for
Oh,
December 17th?
I'm super fired up. You said I've been carrying some swagger, but walk around like some big balls lately, or
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right
okay.
there.
All right, cool. Been limping around. Yeah, all right, I feel that. But I'm super excited, man. I feel like this is it's like a moment of like my life's work right here, and just super excited to kind of prove myself and just show the growth that I've had in the past 2 years against Alexandre Pantoja.
Now, you fought him before. That was 2 years ago. Second round submission loss, I believe. But, this division's crazy where nobody's keeping this belt for a long period. It's hot potato. Anybody can win. When Pantoja found the belt around his waist, how excited were you going, now I got my path directly to get this belt?
Yeah, for sure. I felt like I could create a good storyline between Pantoja or Moreno, depending on who won that fight. But I thought Pantoja might have been a little harder for me to get my to like prove that I'm like, hey, I'm next because he actually did win the fight. Where Moreno, it's like that shouldn't even count as a loss in my opinion. But man, I feel like just the storyline fits perfectly, like tailored to my life. It's just me constantly messing things up and trying to right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's suited towards, I don't have a pretty record. I feel like I have tons of lessons learned, and I've still made my way to the UFC, and I've still climbed the rankings, and I've still beat top 10 opponents since I've been in the UFC this whole entire time. So it's just kind of suited to my life.
Well, look, you making mistakes and learning on the go still makes for badass fights and makes you sort of a, fan favorite for your style and your willingness to be aggressive and go after it. But correct me if I'm wrong, I have sensed not a change in your demeanor, but you seem more calculated where maybe you would take more risks in the past. Was there a moment where that kind of turned?
Yeah, for sure. I think I had this idea in my head when I first got to the UFC that I could just outwill, outpace, and just kind of put the pressure on people. And that was like in my head, like when I started in the UFC, I was just like, I know I can get these bonuses. I know that I can kind of just break some of these dudes' will and put myself like like cardio versus cardio, all that stuff. And I kind of made that like my focus point of my game where like honestly to be completely honest and like how I really feel now is I'm strategically better, I'm longer, I feel like I have I'm a complete fighter. A lot of these dudes, like even like a Moreno, and not trying to shit on anybody, but just like he's primarily a boxer. He'll throw kicks every once in a while, but it's like I think if it goes down to like the basis, I beat these guys in boxing matches. I beat these guys in taekwondo matches. I'll probably get out wrestled by every single one of them, but in a jujitsu match, I feel like I beat him. I just feel like I'm more of a complete martial artist in general. And I was just out there going balls to balls and seeing who will drop. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I had that in my head so much that I'm like, I could just outgun these fools. And it's like, I knew how dangerous of a fighter I was. And I know that like a complete fighter like myself, where I can submit them and I can knock people out and I can put a quantity on them and out pressure and pace them, that like I knew in a shootout that I was probably going to win most of the time. And then I lost against Pantoja and I was like, why am I going to fights like this? Why am I going standing 50-50 and fighting these fools in range when I'm one of the taller fighters in division? I have the quicker feet in division. And it's like, why am I fighting these dudes in boxing range when I can kick them, I can punch them, and I can just outmaneuver them this whole entire time? So I definitely just took a step back, and I feel like Alexandre Pantoja woke me up to that. I'm just like, all right, I need to just change the way I'm going about things because I'm over here doing all these film studies for no reason, going in there and I'm watching fights every goddamn day of my life, watching boxing matches every day of my life, and then going in there and just fighting like an asshole. And it was like, I just need to change my ways for sure.
I love to hear it as much as I also enjoyed when you did fight like an asshole, because again, you're exciting and vibrant and you get after it. But it's interesting to hear that it helps the storyline build that your last loss was to this man you're rematching, and that was in a lot of ways a turning point or a light bulb moment for what you put together. So if you look at this 3-fight win streak, we've got to see like the full game that you're talking about. You got a close split decision win, you've got a stoppage by submission, you've got a knockout. in your head, are you a bigger knockout threat or submission threat, or is it just that you're a finisher? It does, whatever the situation brings up.
I feel like throughout my career, I've always just stood up on the feet, took the fight to somebody, and once they took it down, took it to the ground, and once they shot in, I would always go for the submission. And I feel like I have so many submissions because I would never defend a takedown. I was just like, okay, that's where you want the fight. We'll take it there. I remember when I was younger, I was a Miguel Torres fan, and he's like, wherever they want the fight is where I want the fight. And I put that in my head at a very young age, and I was like, okay, if they want to box with me, then we're boxing. If they want to kickbox with me, we're kickboxing. If they want to go on the ground, then we're going on the ground. But the whole entire time, I'm going to be better than you everywhere, and I'm going to be a threat everywhere. And yeah, so I feel like I have a lot of submissions, but I have submissions because I've turned everybody into a grappler since I've been fighting. So I think that's the reason why.
Interesting way to look at it for sure. We talk about life-changing opportunities. Fighting for the title for the first time has to be that. To what degree, though? How much is this fight have the potential to literally change your life?
I don't know, man. I'm like still in the same house doing all the same stuff. I feel like I don't really live an extravagant lifestyle, like even look to do anything like that. So to me, it's like it's just an opportunity to prove I'm the best flyweight in the world, which is like something I've always wanted to prove anyways, or just one of the most lethal flyweights in the world. And I guess I don't look too much beyond the point. I obviously have like financial plans once I win this fight or once I have this fight of what I'm going to do with the money and just setting myself up for life and doing like intelligent things with it. That being said, is I don't overthink that kind of stuff at all. It's just at this point, it's like it's just another fight. I get a fight for a belt. I get a fight for a little like notoriety, but more importantly, I'm fighting for that number one spot and just showing that I could be the best in the world and just continuously proving it to myself and along the way.
And adding another chapter to this rivalry with Pantoja. So if you're the author here, how will this rematch look different than the last time you suffered defeat 2 years ago against this man?
Yeah, I mean, I think any fight with Pantoja is going to be super exciting. I feel like Pantoja is the type of fighter that will put both of us in danger, and that's not only like it's intimidating and scary. And getting ready for these fights and doing these rounds, I was like, this is going to be hell. Like this fight's going to be hell. But I also feel like Pantoja is going to be the type of fighter to give me the rope to hang him with, and I really do believe that he's going to put himself in bad positions. And I'm not saying like just like feeding positions, like he puts himself in bad scenarios a lot. And it's like if I stay smart, if I stay intelligent, and I can keep my wits about me, I could find a knockout for sure. I could find out plenty of ways to kind of end this fight. And I really do believe that Pantoja will give me the rope to hang him with.
It's an interesting way to frame the potential here because even though he coming off of winning the championship, he had to walk through hell to get there. He absorbed punishment and welcomed it and really kind of just outlasted his way to that title, and credit to him for doing so. So, man, we can't wait for this rematch, December 16th, UFC 296. But Raw Dog, where I come from, if a guy's got a nickname Raw Dog, it might say a lot about him, like a real lot. Can we talk about this incredibly great nickname, the origin of it? Does it come with great backstories? What do we got here?
Oh, you know what I'm saying? I got 4 kids, 6 baby mamas out there, and I'm just out here. Nicknames are earned in my where I'm from. Nicknames are earned. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just playing. It was just a drunken fan yelling.
By the way, you just got me. You got me. You hook, line, and sinker. I was convinced. I was like, this is the best story ever. Yeah. Right.
This guy got 1 kid by 2 baby mamas. Yeah. Honestly, like when I was young, one of my first like amateur fights, some dude was drunk in the crowd yelling "Raw Dog" him over and over again. And we were just like, we would make it a joke for like years, like as an ongoing joke for years in my gym. We were just like, oh yeah, Raw Dog him up, Royval. And then it kind of like turned into a nickname. And then when I won a fight, I knocked some dude, or when I used it as my walkout, I knocked some dude out for World Series of Fighting. And I was like, damn, not only did they say that on national television, which was dope, like I didn't think they would do that. I knocked someone out, and then they had me like over and over, like Raw Dog Royval with a KO. And I was like, so then I stuck with it for like a few years. And then I was like, before I got to the UFC, I was like, I need to get rid of this nickname for sure. This is not going to last. You know what I'm saying? Just like me when it's Raw Dogs. You know, I'm just saying. But yo, be quiet over there. Um, my girl gets the nickname, but
It, it works. It works,
yeah,
man.
yeah, I couldn't get rid of it though. Like once I got to LFA, bro, they would not drop the nickname. I was like, can you like end saying this? Like I told Mike Kendall, who's like the announcer, and I swear that fool like laid into it that day. He was like, Raw Dog, and I was like, all right, I guess Raw Dog's gonna stick. No,
That's
no
what
pun
it is.
intended.
You know, you can't pick it. It picked you. It chose you for sure. You
Yeah,
fight in a raw dog style, if
yeah,
that makes
yeah.
any
Yeah.
sense. So,
Yeah,
so
I don't keep it safe out there, you know? I'm like
well,
Pantoja.
no, not much protection when Royval gets going. Here's the deal,
Risking it
though.
all.
I mean, are you imagining like a new UFC t-shirt hitting the website in the store come December 17th of like spray paint raw dog with the championship belt under it? I mean, you could turn this into a real home run, you know?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know why Plan B hasn't reached out to me or anything. That's we could have been launching things off years ago. Trojan, I know Trojan works with the UFC. Me and Trojan could have been doing stuff.
Wow,
I'm like,
you got me again. Wow, I gotta
yeah,
keep the guard up there. A little body punch with that humor. Well done there, raw dog. All right, so we're fired up because you make great fights. We don't expect this to be any different. Um, Final question heading into this: have you imagined the moment, or are you just like, I haven't earned it yet? I'll tell you. Ask me after I win this championship.
imagine the moment I win. Literally every day since I was like 15 years old. Yeah, I imagine it. I just I like I go back and forth in my head all the time, just like I don't know what the reality of it when I win it is gonna be, you know? It's like I feel like this has been my life goal and something I've been chasing for so long that it's like once I get there, then what's next? I know it's just like defend, defend, defend and all that stuff, but it's like I feel like I've made this such a priority in my life since I've started this that it's like it's here and it's like, damn, I hope I don't reach this moment and like I don't know, just regret everything I gave up along the way and did all this, like, you know what I'm saying? All the moments that you miss along the way, becoming a fighter, all that stuff. I'm just like, I hope I reach fulfillment. You know what I'm saying? And in the tiniest degree. And then, I don't know, man. I just wonder what it's like when that belt gets wrapped around of like what changes, what doesn't change. And I honestly imagine nothing's going to change at all. And then I'm like, well, what the fuck was this all for? You know? If we're just being
Well,
realistic about what goes on in my head sometimes.
yeah, no, those are all real human thoughts, but we hope you get your day just the same here. Raw Dog gonna have his big moment there. Can't wait. UFC 296. Thank you for the time, Brandon. Best of luck to you, man. We can't wait to see this fight.
I appreciate you, bro. Keep up the good work, man. I love your guys' show.